Well, once again, we're trying to keep up best we can with getting the minutes from our weekly leadership team. And I hope that's keeping you guys up to speed on what's going on. Two things I might mention, since luckily we've got some time here. The muzzleloader regulations for the ADA request from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. We actually submitted this several months ago, and we got a note back from LCB and said that they were backlogged and they would not be able to finish their review of the regulation until sometime later, and I don't know if that's going to be January or February. I guess the reduction in staff, furlough days, there was a whole bunch of excuses, but the fact of the matter is we're at the mercy of LCB. So we can't put it on the agenda, your agenda, till we get it back from LCB. I'm hoping that what we'll have ready for you is on the February meeting is the regulation. I wrote a letter to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, explained the situation because they had asked for before the first of the year. We told them we hope to have this resolved in December, one way or the other, and we obviously would not be able to make that. They got back to us and said, "That's fine. Thank you for the update. Keep us posted, and we understand your legal processing issues." So we should hopefully see it on the 4th of the 4th of February on the agenda. Any questions about that? The other thing is a Carson Lake and pasture issue. This thing's been going on for 20 years. The proposed transfer of that from BOR to the state of Nevada, NDOW. And it's been going on, like I said, 20 years or so. And we were supposed to take possession of that in 2010. In an omnibus bill that was passed last session in Congress, unbeknownst to us, they changed it to 2012. And so, of course, the sportsmen obviously are upset. We're upset. We'd already started the public meeting process to get input so we could build the management plan, on and on. There's a bunch of steps that we need to go through to make that one of our wildlife areas. I finally got a hold of Mary Connolly in Senator Reed's office, and she said that it was she apologized. She said it was her fault because she gave BOR a pass because a lot of the things that the senator has been asking them to do, they're basically swamped and weren't going to be able to finish that EA in time for the transfer in 2010. So therefore, the 2012 number was put into law. We had a meeting last week at the senator's office with the sportsmen's organizations, the proponents of this, as well as ORMAT and a couple of other interested parties, asking BOR, where are we at in the process? What's the holdup is the archaeological survey, and it seems like in everything we do, the Archae survey is what holds us up, and it's very, very, very expensive. In fact, when I retire, I'm going to get certified as an archaeologist and hang my shingle out, and that's what I'll do when I really retire, I think. But they have collected all of the information. You can imagine it's several thousand acres. They've done transects. They've dug some areas. They're currently doing the whole GIS analysis of it, and they believe that within about 6 months they should have the Archae survey package all finished. We're hoping that within a year from now that the EA process will be complete. But one of the things we questioned was, well, why do you need an archaeological survey if the transfers from the federal government to the state government, and we're not changing the management? We're not turning one shovel of dirt. This is just a title transfer. The federal response to that is that under their federal law, that they cannot guarantee that even though it comes to the state, that the archaeological sites will be protected. So therefore, they need to do the Archae surveys, and if there are mitigations needed to be established, that they would mitigate those things, and we'd have to stipulate to it. So it's kind of a gotcha, if you will. But I was pretty confident that within a year or so, they should have all the environmental documentation process completed, which will be well in prior to the 2012. So I think 2012 is probably a real date. I guess I'm always surprised dealing with the feds on some of these things, and they could surprise us. But I really think that the machinery's in place to have that actually happen. So in the meantime, we're going to have the four-way agreement or three-way agreement with the Greenhead, us, and BOR for the continued management. Nothing will change out there. We don't plan any major changes anyway, but it'll be status quo till we get all the environmental documentation process. I also asked, the final part of this is that the senator said, well, here's $3 million to do the EA, or EIS, whatever they chose to do. If it was an EIS, $3 million would be gone like that. But since they did an EA, I was hopeful there's going to be money left over. There'd be a balance. And then that balance then would come to us, and we'd be able to use it for the management of the area. And I think the archaeological survey, Dave, it's $160,000, $200,000 or something. About $200,000, so I mean significant money. But they all kind of smiled and looked at me, and I said, we're expecting you to be under budget because we need some dollars coming this way. And they didn't say yes or no, but I think we should be in pretty good shape. So we'll not only get the area, but some dollars to be able to, do some things we might need to do as far as road improvement or bringing the dwellings up to state standards and those kinds of things on site. So, any questions?
Commissioner Ray.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just one thing that I would, and I didn't really know when to bring this up, but it might be, so it's kind of out of the commission's direct power, but maybe something your leadership team could consider, please. When we're having these committee meetings over this last year, well, 2 years in fact, nobody can hear anything. We're at the sites where only seems a couple people that call in can sometimes hear, and maybe some of your leadership team could come up with a plan on how to bring us out of the Stone Age and into the era of I can hear you now.
Mm-hmm. Well,
because I can't hear you now when we're in Las Vegas. I couldn't hear you now when I was in Fallon. Couldn't hear you now when I was in Elko. Everybody was struggling. People with hearing problems just couldn't hear anything.
Well, that's why we knew we were in the Stone Age. And that's why I kept encouraging having the subcommittee meetings, places where we had the technology that we could actually support the meetings.
Las Vegas office?
Well, they have a phone that doesn't work that well. It doesn't pick you up this far away. Other places we do.
Fallon office?
So we actually have a plan. We're either going to probably going to buy a phone for them. We didn't really know that phone wouldn't work as well as as bad as it did. But we're looking at a teleconferencing system that DoIT has just come out with, and we tested it the other day. We're going to try it at our leadership team meeting, and it was excellent. In fact, as I walked away from the microphone camera to the back of the room, he could still hear me. So I think we're trying to get our act together, but that's why I would request that till we get it taken care of and found, we have to do within our budget constraints as well. So we're looking at all different kinds of possibilities. This is be pretty cheap, and maybe this is the time for me to introduce our new Deputy Director, Patrick Cates, for our fiscal services. But Pat, you kind of were instrumental in working with DoIT to kind of look at these various options. Timelines, dollar-wise, do you have some notion?
Well, we've looked at a variety of products, and and we want to have multiple uses for them. I mean, some of these products are extremely expensive, but we've kind of been surveying what's available, what the costs are. Meanwhile, Department of Information Technology is looking for some more global solutions for state agencies, and that's what the director was referring to, that we tested out a system that they're implementing. We're very happy with it. I'm not sure if it is robust enough for an entire commission meeting, but subcommittee meetings, it could definitely be useful. I think we were down to a few products that we were looking at before the DoIT stuff came along, so we're currently evaluating that and trying to move forward as rapidly as we can to get some solutions. And I became aware of the issue in the what was it? I forgot. Was it the Elko office? Is that a known problem?
Las Vegas.
Our Las Vegas office, yes. And when our technicians are down there, we're going to check out that phone line because it shouldn't have performed as poorly as it was reported to me that it did. So we're very anxious to resolve that as quickly as possible.
One of the things we're looking into is the university has see, the problem with these teleconferencing systems, if you went to the BLM or Wildlife Services, the other parties need to be in the BLM or the Wildlife Services network. You just don't go to agriculture and extension, university extension, and to Wildlife Services. I mean, they don't talk to one another. So one of the things we're looking at, and we're hoping that we can do this relatively cheaply, is to hook in with the university system and buy the same equipment that they have, and then the technical hosting of this would be through the university, because that's a real issue as well. Because whatever we come up with, we got to support it technically, and we only have 2 IT people in the department. So anyway, we are actively looking at that, and we'd love to have the state-of-the-art kinds of stuff, but we're squeaking along. The last thing I'll mention is that you probably read in the paper yesterday. The governor's asked for all state agencies to look at a 1.4 and a 3% cut in general fund and start planning that now. So we're not getting richer. The marketing team is doing a great, bringing more revenue. So we're kind of balancing out here. But we need to watch our pennies, basically, is what we're doing. So we appreciate the problem. It's very frustrating for us because we're responsible for doing the minutes.
It's got to be a nightmare.
It is. It is. In fact, one of our staff was near tears that,
Yeah. Save a staff member by a system.
Are you done?
I'm very sorry.
I'm going to say, welcome aboard, Patrick, and with that, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second?
Oh, we had
Oh.
they pull him, sir.
What's
Oh,
that?
Dave Pulliam finally
Dave
showed up.
came in, maybe we can
No, we can catch him tomorrow.
backtrack on the,
We've heard it.
is he gonna be here tomorrow?
You're late.
Is he gonna be here tomorrow?
He'll be here tomorrow. We had a motion to adjourn
Whatever your pleasure is.
tomorrow.
Let's hear the one.
Huh?
I'd like to hear the one.
Okay. How long? We had a motion.